setup. Okay, so we have to pull this 12 mil drum stanchion there. We have to pull the 14, or excuse me, the wing nut off here. Okay, slide the drum assembly out, and then the wheels, and then slide the axle, and then the wheel. Actually, axle first, drum assembly. Okay. And there's pinch bolts. These are 10s. Okay, so first and foremost, we will pull that axle nut.
So this tire is cupping because...
Cupping is caused by two things, either air pressure too low or too high, usually too high of an air pressure for too long of time, or improper wheel balance. It's the only two things that cause cupping.
So I should probably check the front tire because it looks like it's starting to cup a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, a improperly set suspension setup can do it too, but this really is not much of an adjustable suspension on this, so that really would not be the case in this application. Can you get the dikes? Can you get that cotter put in it? They actually make a little socket that fits over wing nuts that you can put on a gun and zip this puppy right off. So this is a bolt, and it's just a regular, hex head bolt, but it sits inside of a hex head socket. So all you gotta do is push in on it. I'll get a gun strong enough to snap it loose. So in other words, you don't have to worry about holding the back of that with a wrench, as long as you keep it in that little shaped hole that it's in. Okay, so you got washers here.
It's been 1 or 2 years, maybe.
So you can flex. This is long enough where you can flex this a little bit, okay, to get it off. But the proper way to do it is to tap the bolt back through. The bolt will come back through the back side. Okay? So you're going to put that nut on. Okay. That bolt should slide out. Unless there's some grooves there, we'll just leave it for now. Okay, on the drum brakes, people lose these all the time. Okay, can't lose that. So now we're ready to just slide the axle, take the spacer out, slide the drum up. So again, we're going to use the nut band to protect the threads. Okay. Can you grab that axle? The wheel won't go anywhere. Now don't pull it out yet because the spacer is going to fall. And anything that's a shaft drive, the wheel will stay on there. Okay? Actually, I gotta pull this whole thing out as one. Some bikes you can pull this assembly out first, but just from experience, I knew that the distance I had there, I couldn't get this out before pulling the whole wheel. Okay? And sometimes you'll have a little shoulder spacer sitting in here. Alright? And you always want to make sure that you got nothing, no other spaces or anything sitting there. What's that? No, it's a mag wheel. Did you see all that brake dust that just came out of there?
Little collection going there.
Yeah. Ooh, just got a steel cord.
Am I showing alright?
Yeah,
Ooh, time to change.
something poked me. So you remember this little setup? What was that on? Yeah.
You got a gold wing sitting outside, don't you?
Yeah, that's what we just did. It's got the same right angle valve stem.
So you've already done one?
What's
today?
that?
You've already done one today?
We mounted the tire yesterday, but we had to rebalance because we're having a hard time eliminating a shake in the bike.
Busted loose.
It's hard to push those pedals with these big clodhopper snowmobile boots on.
That's the easy way to get it off the rim. Those little tools are helpful. Checking rims for any kind of cracks or anything, or
Just burrs and anything that won't let the bead seat. So there's my light spot. There's my direction. So the direction is this way. I've got opposite direction, but the light spot is on this side. So I got to mark the other side of the tire. Okay. You want to see the light spot? Lined up with the valve stem to compensate.
why wouldn't they put it on the right side?
Good question.
Talk to Dunlop.
I run into that a lot.
All the stems pretty much come out the same side?
What's that?
Do most stems come out the same side of motorcycle rims?
No, all you gotta do is turn the stem. It rotates in there. But the fact that you have a right angle stem with this little plastic bracket,
Oh, because of the angle.
okay, you can only come out one side because the little tab that the bracket mounts to is only on one side of the rim.
Right.
Okay?
Gotcha.
But if it were just a regular straight stem, I could rotate it any way I wanted. Or a right angle stem without the bracket. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So we'll go here. Pat, do you remember what recommended tire pressure is? Or did you look it up?
I don't remember. I always think 32, but I don't remember.
So as long as this is within 1 inch of either side of the valve stem, that's the rule.
The lifeline. Lifeline. Is that what you're calling it? That little round circle?
Oh, the light spot.
Light spot.
It's the manufacturer's light spot of the tire. In other words, this area right here is lighter than the rest of the tire to compensate for the weight of the valve stem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you got to line it up. Boom!
One on, one off, one off, one on. That tread looks a lot better.
Yep.
For these
it feels
sandy,
better too when you don't get steel in your hands.
Those sandy roads I've been riding are kind of tricky.
Yep.
I realize that motorcycle season is about come to an end, but on a clear day with a clear road, I'm all about it.
One more.
You wait till it pops?
Yep.
And that's beading, that's
Seating the
the
bead
bead?
on both sides. Can you see if there's, I don't think there is, a sticker on the bike with rear tire pressure? I think you're right. I think it's 34 or something. Or I'll look it up if you can't find it.
But whatever they say on the tire is not accurate.
No, the tires, you got to remember, this tire fits many bikes. The tire pressure is for the bike, not for the tire. Whatever it says on the tire is just maximum pressure.
And different for weights, different weights.
Exactly.
Bikes.
Hence different bikes. This is called a static balancer. It's not a spin balancer. What happens is you rotate the tire every 90 degrees, and if it's out of balance, it'll start to move, and the heavy spot will settle at the bottom. And then you weight the opposite side. Now, about 90-95% of the time, when I line up the light mark with the valve stem, it's balanced. No, she's moving just a touch.
Wouldn't be that dirt on there, would it?
It's not enough. So I'll check it again and make sure it moves, because sometimes when I bring my hand away, yep. Still moving?
Yep.
So the static balancer is the most accurate balancer. It's what the guys on the race circuit use. Much more accurate than a spin balance. So because the heavy spot settles at the bottom, we're going to weight the top. Actually, we have a weight on the bottom. So we're going to just pull that weight and see what happens.
Maybe it's for that other tire, huh? Different tires have different needs.
Yep. I'm not concerned about that. If it moves just an inch or two and then stops, I'm not concerned about it. It's when I see a full rotation.
Now we're back to where we were there.
We're good. We're good.
Alright. Take the weight off. One less little weight to carry.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Dan, can you get the grease brush and make sure you give it a good dip into the grease?
So although it's snowmobile season, which you can tell by the snowmobiles in the shop, there are a few of us motorcycle riders that are diehards. So this bike will be ready to go in the spring once I have to totally put it away. Smile, you're on candid camera.
Hello. I'm going to be on YouTube, Mike.
The
Wow.
Silverthorne Yamaha shop will be famous now.
Okay, so you just put grease on the outer splines there, so it slides on nicely and it doesn't rust. Okay.
Are you doing a how-to video?
Yeah. For one of the PC800 forums.
Yeah.
So Dan, remember we pulled this wheel out with this in it, right? So we put that back in. We roll it in. Pick it up. And slide it on. Sometimes easier said than done. There it is. Okay.
New
So,
tread.
what, Pat?
New tread. Woohoo! I'm excited. It's like Christmas.
So we're going to put a little bit of grease on here. Just a light coating.
Should make getting home a lot easier now. There's tons of sand on the road out there. Of course, we did have 2 snowstorms. It was snowing yesterday and this weekend. So,
Light coating of grease. Spacer. And you're going to move the wheel a little bit because it's not fastened, so it's cockeying a little bit, okay? You always put the actuator on first and leave it loose. Okay, leave it loose so you can move this around and get the stanchion on.
What year is this?
89.
1989. Old school.
That gun in the tightening would snap that bolt, okay? So, we use the Makita. Again, hold this on the back. Well, we've got an issue here. There's a shoulder on here. See that? And this hole is not sliding over that shoulder. Okay. So that hole on that stanchion should go over it. Well, it looks like there's not much corrosion. It looks like it's got a lip on it.
Okay, so we had to file a little lip off of that for the brake and
Stanchion bolt.
brake stanchion bolt. So he's got that back in now. Just going to tighten everything up.
Alright, can you get me a cotter pin and the hole in the end that's open?
Should be good.
Plastic wheel of cotter pins.
So in the saddlebag tells you the air pressure
There
that
should be
these
2
tires.
containers there that say cotter pins on them. Yeah. Alright, bring one.
So the air pressure for the front is 33, no matter what, and the air pressure for the back is 33 when you're riding light, and if you've got a load, it goes up to 41. So we're gonna I usually carry stuff in this saddlebag most of the time. Right now it's as light as it usually gets. But we're going to bump it up a little bit. Alright.
A little bit more travel.
So usually you have 1 inch travel on the brake.
Give or take, yeah. I mean,
Give or
it's
take.
mostly preference. There's no real rule. As long as the brake engages.
Right.
You know, some people like a little bit more travel. Axle nut first before pinch bolt. I just screwed up on YouTube. So the reason you want to do the axle nut first is so you know that that axle is sucked this way all the way. You gonna suck it in? Yeah. Yep. Done.
Then you pinched it, which is
The pinch bolt here.
pinch bolt. Okay, that's so dark in there, it's dirty. I should have cleaned it up if I was going to do this. Oh well. So that is how to change a rear tire on a PC800, whom I have given a lot of practice for this particular.
Jason.
That's right. Jason should know about everything. This is the bike that we replaced the
Stator and regulator rectifier.
stator and regulator rectifier right inside that Tupperware guts right there.